What's up guys, Zaid here, and today we're going to be going over two different one-card combos using the Prank Kids deck with the new ban list. And one of the combos is going to involve Nemesis Corridor, and one of them is just going to be the standard one-card prank combo with a slight discussion on some semantics later on. Honestly, I feel like this deck is kind of like really crazy still. I don't think the deck really got hindered much. People are thinking that the follow-up is kind of destroyed, and I don't think that's the case, but check out these combos and let me know what you think. This is going to be the first Prank Kids combo using only one card that's still going to end you on a Battle Butler for 2 and follow up the following turn. And just to get this out of the way now, for every one card combo I do, for Roxy's, I'm not going to include the card in hand you would banish to draw, because it replaces itself and it could be literally any card. So when I resolve a Roxy's, I'm just going to do it. But just like keep in mind that you need to banish any one card. So it's like technically not a one card combo, but if you're doing this going first, you have 4 other cards. And so you start off with your normal summon of any prank. I'm starting off with Lampsies. This combo starts very, very similar. And I'm in a build where you're making this exact line, you probably have a, what's it called? A lot of interruptions as your other 4 cards in hand. This is very like one card combo oriented. So we're going to go from Lampsies into Fansies. Link 2 here. We go into the Dodo Doodle. And here you chainlink 1 Doodle, chainlink 2 Fansies, or the other way around depending on how you'd prefer it, what you want to play around. And in this instance, if you have 1 starter, 4 interruptions in your hand, then what you're going to want to search off the Dodo would be the field spell, so you have follow-up for the next turn. And if you have multiple pranks in hand, you're going to want to add the Poly, so you have follow-up on their turn as like another way to get to an interruption. So since I'm assuming it's literally a one-card combo, I'm going to search the field spell because it's going to give me the ability to extend next turn and have follow-up. And then we're going to get Lampsies, which is going to dump the continuous spell. And then it's going to special summon the Dropsies, which I believe we haven't used yet. Yeah, we've used Fire Wind. And then so from here, this is where the play string gets a little weird, and I'm going to just go with it. So we're going to link these away into the Bow Wow, and that's so that we can proc the water. Now this is going to look weird. I'll explain it in a second. We're going to go into the Roxy's, and then we're going to link the Roxy's and the Bow Wow away back into another Doodle. And now we're going to get Roxy's. Here's where I'm not going to banish and draw, but you would get to tutor out of your hand 1 card if you'd like. Well, not if you'd like, you have to, but you tutor a card you don't want and try to draw into something you do. And the reasoning why we did that whole extra link shenanigans is because this play goes into Verde, but we also want Prank Kids Prank to be live. So it's mainly to fuel names. And then from here, I'm going to use the Dodo Doodle Doo to add the field spell. Not the field spell, the continuous spell, and to add any name. And the reason also that we went that weird link route instead of searching Pandemonium and fusion summoning is because Pandemonium locks you to Prank Kids for the rest of the turn, and we want to make Anaconda. So here I'm going to use Pranks, use its effect, discard, special a token, turn that token into a Link Spider, and then we're going to turn our Link Spider and the Dropsies into Anaconda. And then we're going to use Anaconda's effect, sending the fusion, the Thunder Dragon fusion, which is going to let us put back 1 of each color except Roxy's in order to summon out the big boy. Summon out the Battle Butler. And the reason that in this combo you opt for this line is because now you pass turn, right? On the end phase, you also, this is where it came up where we wanted to put stuff back, or put more monsters in grave, because now we get to put this back, and then from here you can choose if you want to put the regular monsters or the extra deck back. I'm putting the extra deck back. There you would draw a card, any card, and then on their turn, you have your Butler to banish the Meow Meow, and then you have your Butler again, get rid of itself. And so you have your 2 interruptions like normal. All Bited is technically weaker because it starts on the board, so it's more susceptible to something like a Droplets or like Dark Ruler, Lightning Storm if you put it in attack, stuff like that. But the reason being that on the next turn, regardless of what we draw, this gives us follow-up. We search the place, so we have a 1 name to be able to play the game. And with Thunder Dragon Fusion engraved, you can banish this card and search this card that, I don't know when the hell it came out, but it's new in regards to being new in the deck possibly. Nemesis Corridor. This card allows you to target a banished monster except itself, and then special this card from your hand and shuffle the banished card into the deck. And so its second effect isn't really going to come up. This is the only one we play. But because he's a Thunder, he's searchable. And then you can special summon him by putting back the Meow Meow. And now you have the Meow Meow locked and loaded. You still got to use Butler twice, so because you didn't have to put it back off the pranks. And then you have the place to 1-card combo. Also, if your double Butler was enough to keep the Anaconda alive, this goes straight into Unicorn so that you can just do your normal summon of whatever you search. Let me just grab anything. Search this off the field spell, normal it, link away for the Meow, effect to float, and then we could just go straight into the access code and like clear boards, go for lethal. And so the card is an extender in multiple ways, where it gives you the body to go Unicorn into access code, but it also lets you recycle your Meow Meow, so it's almost like it's not at 1, but you're also getting to use it for the Butler, which is the important part, because you could just recycle it with pranks, but that takes away a whole interruption. Next up, we've got the route that you take if you don't play Nemesis, and it's very, very similar to the line you did before the Meow Meow got hit. So I'm really just going to like run through the play and kind of talk about it as I go, but more so talk about when we get to the point where it differs, what the two lines are and what the pros and cons are to each. Here, where again, this is also one thing that, as throughout playing the deck, I've been told that you want to have Fansies as Chainlink 2, but I think it's actually correct to do Droplet Chainlink 2, Dodo Doodle, Chainlink 2. Because anything this gets responded to aside from Ash can be chained regardless of what chainlink it is, i.e. Veiler, Imperm, Droplet. And this, however, if they didn't Ash this, which they probably would have, but like this is still susceptible, so it just kind of makes sense to me for this to be chainlink 1. But for everyone that's different. That's a point of discussion that's been around far before the list dropped, so I'm not going to get too into that right now. But here we're going to, just like before, we're going to search the Pandemonium, send the pranks, and then activate the Pandemonium here. Fusion summoning these away into the Rocket Ride. Float off Fire. And then Rocket away. Special out Doodle in any name. And then you drop the Doodle to grab yourself back the spell and the pranks. And then here we link away into our Bow Wow. And then you get the Roxy's effect, which, like I said in the beginning, I'm not really going to banish anything off it. I'm just going to summon it to showcase where you're going with one card, but you banish one of your other 4 cards. And then so here, this is where the only thing that really differs is that now when we like place this, set this, and go to the end step, you're going to use Bow Wow on their turn. And so we know we're going to be adding back the water and the wind in this instance because we already have fire. And so you're left with these 5 cards that you can put back to the extra. You're most likely putting this back and probably this back with the Prank Kids pranks on the end phase. But here is where the line is going to differ. And this, I don't know what is currently the best. It probably depends on the rest of your hand, where you could put back the Meow Meow so that you have the follow-up for next turn. But in doing so, now you don't have it engrave for the Battle Butler's effect when you summon him on your opponent's turn. And so this is where we're really going to have to ask ourselves, if we're not playing the Nemesis in order to recycle it later, what's more valuable? That second Regeki on the turn 0 or the ability to follow up with Meow Meow? Because if we don't put Meow Meow back, we're just putting a name back and then still getting the draw. And we look like we're in a very good spot until you think, what happens if they crack my board? If they happen to remove everything, say they play through the Regekis and they Zeus you and all your cards are gone, what do you do then? Without having the Meow Meow for follow-up, if you only have one Prank Kid, that ain't doing shit. And so that's all I really got so far for 1-card combos. If you guys have any new, like, interesting ideas and routes to play with the deck, let me know in the comments. And I probably will do a video on like multiple card combos too if this one gets any traction. Thank you for watching.